Due to the sensitive nature of the content, some of the language in this video may be substituted to avoid suppression from YouTube's algorithm. I want to start off by saying that I sincerely thought that this would be the finale, that I would be finished with this Antwoord series by now, but they're just a tree that keeps on giving, aren't they? I have so much more to cover, guys. In this episode, we're gonna quickly go over the video in which the Antwoord attacked Andy Butler because Yolandi had made an intimate accusation against him. After that, we're gonna be hearing from Ben, and he's gonna be talking about how Yolandi admitted to him and others about how she made up the accusation against Andy Butler. Like, it's so fake. I'm telling you, they're the tree that keeps on giving. The video shows Ninja chasing down and physically assaulting Andy Butler from Hercules and Love Affair as Yolandi laughs and cheers, yelling homophobic comments towards Andy. Now in the video, Ninja instructs Yolandi not to smile and later congratulates her acting performance.
Stop smiling!
Later on, we see him telling his crew and management that the reason he beat up and spat on Andy was because Andy walked up to Yolandi and felt her bum and breasts.
Now here's the story, guys. He walked up on this young girl and he felt her bum and her tits, and she's upset.
However, Ben, their former artist and photographer who took the video, claims that Yolandi admitted to this being a flat-out lie, not only to her crew, but also their Australian tour manager, Tyson, who is also seen in the video. And I personally didn't want to cover this story without doing a little investigation of my own, so I reached out to a lot of the people involved, and some people responded, other people didn't, but we'll start off with Ben, because I actually bought him a flight so we could do a little interview, and I filmed it so I could get a better understanding and perspective of his experiences with the Antwoord. Now you're probably thinking, Edwin, you flew him out? Whoa, you that fancy? Yes, no. Not without the help of my sponsor, Surfshark VPN, that is. They hit me up a few months ago, and my subscribers, you guys know I don't do sponsors often, but I took them on for two reasons. One, it makes it so I'm not paying for this interview or any of it, you know, and I'm not paying Ben either. This is completely funded by Surfshark, so it's like, it's a great way for me to say, hey, I'm not making him do this interview, I'm not paying him to do this interview, it's all on his own will, and they're making it happen. So shout out to them. Now the second reason is because they actually let me try out their service before I even got to promote it. I've been using it for over a month, and it's coming super handy because I'm in a long distance relationship, and sometimes me and Mina, my girlfriend, we watch Netflix together, and her Netflix from Britain has different shows than mine. For example, she's been trying to get me into Doctor Who, and for some reason American Netflix doesn't have it. But with Surfshark VPN, all you have to do is set your IP to London and boom, I've got British Netflix and I can watch Doctor Who. Yeah, it's not my best British accent. And of course, Surfshark encrypts your data so you can browse the internet safely along with other cool features. Oh, and my second favorite feature is that it is the only VPN service to allow unlimited devices on the same account. So if there's a movie or TV show not available on British Netflix, then my girlfriend can use my account and swap over to American Netflix, and we can 3, 2, 1 watch together that way. Follow the first link in the description down below and use my code EDWINSDEAL, I know, really clever, and get 83% off as well as 1 month for free. Good deal. Thank you once again to Surfshark for making this interview possible. Right now, I'm gonna play you guys the segment relevant to the incident in Adelaide, and soon after, I'll be uploading the entire interview.
So in Adelaide, there was a guy from a band called Hercules and Love Affair, and I'd never heard his music at the time, and he just wanted to befriend Ninja and Yolandi. We were touring around Australia with several bands, and there's Skrillex and Aphex Twin and Ninja and Yolandi trying to look cool, and the guy happened to be a homosexual, and they were teasing him about it and calling him, you know, profanities constantly. Yolandi threw Ninja's urine from a glass into the guy's face. Thought that was really funny. And on the last day of the tour, Yolandi appears at the backstage area, artist area, crying, hands in face, bawling her eyes out, claiming she'd just been sexually violated in the women's bathroom by this guy, which was so overwhelming and shocking. We all were confused, and the next thing you know, Ninja's running down into the parking lot. We're giving chase. I mean, if she said he did it, well, I definitely want to ask him about it and find out what the f went on. Ninja spat in his face, the dude threw some champagne, there was a bit of a scuffle. Yolandi arrives and starts yelling profanities at the guy. And then I filmed this whole thing, and I got very suspicious. There were some clues, and Ninja saying things like, "Oh, this is an award-winning performance," and you know, he's telling her to cry and to act sad and all this shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, if that happened, why is he having to instruct her how to deliver her performance on the violation? Like, what? And yeah, I witnessed them convincing the tour organizers, our tour managers, staff, security guards, that had happened. And the organizers wanted to call the police, and Edwin and Yolandi refused to get the police involved, only for later for us to be told that no, Yolandi made it all up. And because the position the crew's always put in, you don't get to challenge Ninja. You don't get to say, hey, dude, like, that wasn't cool what you just did. Otherwise, it turns on you. Otherwise, the next thing you know, you're getting accused of some shit. So everyone just shuts the fuck up, and behind their backs, Diak and I are like, dude, that was fucking not acceptable. But hey, the guy didn't go to jail, so I guess we just, this shit happened all the fucking time. But this specific event, I happened to have on camera. And the next morning, Tyson, the Australian tour manager, is at the airport with us, and Yolandi forgets that he doesn't know, and she starts talking about it all cavalier, and the dude literally goes white. And he's absolutely floored and shocked that he was, defending them and trying to protect them and trying to have this guy banned for life or for tour and all of this sort of stuff. Only to find out, no, it's all just a big joke. Like, to make a fake sexual assault claim on a homosexual man, it's like a hate crime. And to be involved in that, like, that's something I've carried for a long time. Like, I feel guilty over this shit. I kept my mouth shut. I didn't tell anyone I had the footage. And it took Jani to come forward with her experience for me to realize how pathetic I've behaved by being an accomplice, but even worse, for sitting on the evidence. I have so much footage that is just disgusts me. I can't go through the hard drives without having a freaking emotional breakdown. I want nothing to do with this. I'm like severing all ties with these people and that life I used to have,
When I met with Ben, he shared a lot of the footage from his hard drives with me, and I can attest that yes, Yolandi did indeed throw Ninja's urine at Andy. I saw the video. Ben made a post on his Instagram recapping this incident in more detail. He said Ninja filled a beer bottle with urine while Yolandi was in the middle of an interview. After that, Yolandi went on to find Andy and threw the urine at his face. Now obviously, I can't play a clip of someone throwing somebody else's pee at somebody's face on YouTube, and even if I could, I wouldn't want to. I mean, seriously, who would want footage of themselves online of somebody's urine being thrown at their face? Nobody. And an even bigger question, who does that? Who actually does that? In his post, Ben also stated that both of the Antwoord's managers knew the truth, as well as Diak and DJ Hightech, but they signed strict NDAs that stopped them from sharing any information. He says, luckily, I never signed anything ever. Also, I don't have a career and have nothing to lose. That's why I record all my phone conversations at the moment. So if you say something like, yes, it was all a lie, Yolandi confessed to me, but I don't want to get involved, but if it goes to court, then I will tell the truth. Seriously? If I don't get more cooperation in the next day or two, I'll have no choice but to release the phone calls, screenshots, and more. I was able to get in touch with Diak, who is the Antwoord sound guy and was seen in the video tackling Andy. He said that it was a hectic moment full of adrenaline and that he regrets his behavior as well as the language that he used in the video. He told me that since then he's grown and he doesn't speak like that anymore. Now, when I asked him about the actual incident, he wasn't able to speak up because of the NDA that he has signed with the Antwoord. I tried to get in contact with Brett Robinson, who is the director and founder of the Future Music Festival, also seen in the video. I was not successful. However, Johnny, on the other hand, who also lives in Australia, was able to call his office and have a phone conversation about this. She told me that Brett acted like he had no idea what she was talking about, and this confused her because it doesn't seem like an easy thing to forget about. And I mean, she's kind of got a point, because how do you forget about one of your headlining artists making such a serious accusation about another one of your headlining artists, you know? And I mean, we all saw it on video. He was there offering to get the guys off stage.
Just an apology. No.
Perhaps the memory will come back to Brett when he sees the video, but part of me thinks that he's not gonna want to speak up from the way that Johnny describes her interaction with him. Another person seen in the video is Tyson Royal, the Antwoord's manager for the touring festival, who Ben mentioned in the interview segment. We had a small exchange off the record about what went on that night, and I asked him if he would be willing to speak up about the situation or give me some sort of statement for this video, and he sent me a formal statement affirming that he fulfilled his responsibilities and would not be publicly answering any media questions regarding further details. Ben was really hoping that Tyson would be willing to corroborate what he told me in the interview, so he was not happy when Tyson didn't.
Dude, on a serious note, if Tyson doesn't come through, you don't have permission to use my interview. Fact. I'm not going out there on a limb with no corroboration.
So this put my videos in a bit of a standstill until Ben decided to leak the phone call that he had with Tyson.
Yeah, I guess you've seen the one night in Adelaide video.
Yeah. Originally, Johnny told me about the video, and then Edwin from Edward's generation contacted me on Saturday.
The phone call is about 15 minutes, and a lot of it is Ben getting his frustrations out about Ninja and Yolandi. However, we do hear Tyson corroborate the claim that Yolandi lied about the accusations made against Andy Butler.
I remember recalling in the dressing room, and Jade was there.
Yeah.
Jade was there, and she was like crying and blubbering and putting on the waterworks. Like, you know, it was an Oscar performance by far. Like, it was so believable.
And then she turns it off in 1 second. You know?
Yeah. Psychopath, man. Complete psycho.
And they're gonna pull us into it and say that we're all lying. Ninja's already started.
Right.
Tyson also went on to say that should this ever go to court, he would be willing to testify that Yolandi admitted that the accusation was just BS.
Someone said, I'm going to subpoena you and take you to, you go to court and get up and stand. I'll definitely tell the truth and stuff like that. I did tell Edwin that I did corroborate with you that, they did say it was bullshit.
He also explained to Ben over the phone that the reason why he was hesitant to corroborate his story straight off the bat was due to fear of job security if anyone were to find out that he's turning his back on artists that he worked for. Which I can understand the perspective, and I sincerely hope that this leaked phone call doesn't affect his job security, especially because calling out artists who make up such serious accusations against other artists shouldn't be something to be punished for. I gotta say, it's a little scary to see how the music industry works in this sort of subtle way, you know? You start to wonder what kind of morbid secrets people are choosing to look the other way due to fear of losing their jobs. And I mean, if you watch the video back, you do see Tyson handling the situation the proper way. He tries to get Ninja to stop talking because Ninja said that something happened to Yolandi, so therefore he wants to hear what Yolandi wants to do about the whole situation.
You're not kind of what about what I did afterwards?
Ninja, you don't have to speak to him, but we need to know, I need to know from you exactly how far you want to take this. I think it's deplorable.
And anybody who gets in my way of telling the truth and exposing them gets exposed with them. And that goes for everyone, including Diak. And Diak and I were good mates. But now the time's come, dude. And I got footage of Ninja and Yolandi speaking about Diak and shit Diak's done. And now he's just going to be under the spotlight for this instead of just saying, yeah, it's true, Yolandi lied. Done, finished. Everyone moves on with their life.
Yeah.
Ben is not holding back, and honestly, I completely understand. Making up an accusation to this degree is absolutely disgusting. I'm holding back a lot, to be honest. Just because I don't believe Yolandi, it's okay to have that sort of opinion, you know? I don't know, I feel like it's weird to say that out loud in 2019, but it's also very important at the same time to take in consideration the context, the corroborations, and the facts. Because people do lie, you know, people do lie, and facts don't.
I'd like to make a formal public apology to Hercules and Love Affair for not turning them in right away on the spot. But I was a flying monkey, and I hope you can understand the position I was in.
In the next video, we're going to be going over Ninja and Yolandi's public responses to all this, which include more easily provable lies that they continue to pile on their fans. Boy, what a poop show. Sorry, gotta be ad friendly. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, give me a fat thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you didn't like it, then I guess I won't see you in the next video.
That guy's crazy.
Now here's the story, guys. He walked up on this young girl and he felt her bum